Hi everyone, this is Marley and welcome back to Gardening in Kentucky YouTube channel. Today is April 18th, 2023 and in today's video I will give you a tour of my garden. We're going to start right here where I have a row of daffodils and tulips. It has gotten a little bit warmer, so I don't have a lot of blooms left. We have a couple of tulips on here, and then right here, this is my Shasta daisy that I planted last year. Next is this raised bed. I have planted this raised bed with potatoes, so you can see some sprouts in here. So let's move on. We're gonna go to this area. I have just been cleaning up my garden, guys, and look at this one. This is empty. I'll be planting some radishes, carrots, and beets in this raised bed. And then this is the one that I started cleaning. I have a few strawberries. You see the flowers of the strawberries, and then the strawberries already have a few fruits in them too. Some of them are growing with the weeds, so this needs to be cleaned by tomorrow. Now this one here is a chayote squash, and look at that, guys. It is big already. And then here we have a snow pea. So we have a couple of snow peas on this side of this raised bed. Moving on, we have some more yellow daffodils on this side. So basically I put daffodils around the garden, and then here on this raised bed we have some more strawberries. The strawberries are looking great. They are loving this raised bed. I've already amended these strawberries with an all-purpose granular slow release organic fertilizer. And then I have added some mulch on some spots. And then here we have another chayote squash. So right here, so the chayote squash is growing. And then on this side we also have a couple of snow peas. In the next raised bed, I have a netting that is protecting the plants that are growing inside. So let's go to this end. We have some pak choi cabbage on this end, and then we have some lettuce. So that's lettuce, and then we have some kale right there. Now, I planted a few strawberries in this raised bed last year. I was going to transfer them, but then they started blooming, so I left them in here. And then I'm going to move them to another raised bed whenever they're done producing fruit. And then here, I don't know if you can see that, but we have little lettuce seedlings that are growing. I direct seeded these lettuce plants in the ground. So basically all these rows that you can see are lettuce plants. And then right here, let's go to this side. We have a few of, actually not a few, that's plenty of pak choi cabbage that I seeded in this spot. And then let's move on to the next raised bed. Here we have a purple of Sicily cauliflower. Only one of them germinated. And then a few strawberries. And then right here, look at this, guys. We have a lettuce. This one is volunteer lettuce, probably from the seeds that were dropped from the lettuce that were growing in this raised bed last year. Next raised bed, we have some carrots. So all I have in here are carrots and some weeds. This needs to be cleaned. And then let's move on to the next raised bed. I have here a raised bed that is full of garlic. These are, I would say, spring garlic, and the white things that you see in the ground are shredded paper that I got for free. So I actually have a good amount of garlic in here. I think all of the garlic cloves that I planted sprouted and they are growing really good. Now here in the next raised bed, guys, we have some onions. Look at the onions. Very amazing. They're growing really good. So your onions can be planted 1 month before your average last frost date. I have a bunch of them growing in here. Now I can see that there are some weeds that have started growing and also some volunteer tomatoes that I might save because I love the tomatoes that I planted in this raised bed last year and I ran out of seeds. Let's go to this side of the garden and you can see some carrots that are growing in here. So that whole row is a row of carrots. We have 4 rows in here. I know there are so many weeds, but my chickens are taking care of the weeds actually because we can't till yet. And so what I have been doing is I've been letting my chickens stay in the chicken tractor that we created. These guys here are helping me in cleaning my garden. So this is the spot that they ate yesterday. They have eaten between the carrot rows. There are still some. They've grown again because we've been getting a lot of rain. But as you can see, the carrot plants are growing good in this area. When I am ready to plant this area, I'm going to till the area between the carrots. We have the grape. So the grape plant is looking great, guys. Look at that. We have a lot of growth here of the grape, and then we have another grape plant on the other side. The center of my garden has this round raised bed. These are the cilantro plants from last year. They survived the winter and they are thriving. I have a few tulips that I put in here. And then this is sage. It came back. I thought the sage is gone, but here we have a couple bunches of sage plants. And then here we have the dill. We have another dill here. This is rosemary. I'm not sure if it will come back. I'm just leaving it in here for 1 month more and see if it will come back. And then this one is bachelor's button. This is the Dollar Tree basket that I used for growing potatoes last year, and I have a couple of pak choy cabbage plants in here. And then let's go this way. I have a beautiful surprise for you guys. Look at this tower. I planted some strawberries. They are producing already, so that is great. Now this one is a little bit small compared to those expensive garden towers that you can buy, but if you don't have enough budget, this will work. There are 11 of these stackable planters that I put in here, and I put a hole in the middle so I can stick this PVC pipe in the middle of the planter to hold all of them together. And then in addition to that, I have 2 tomato posts that I put on each side, and then I tie the PVC pipe to the tomato post. Here I have a planter that has oregano, and there's a little thyme on this side. And then let's look at this one right here. Look at this big bunch of plants, and this is oregano from a couple of years ago. it is really thriving in here. It even covers some of the thyme. So these thyme plants need to be transferred somewhere else. One of my favorite herbs is lemongrass. I have a little lemongrass that is growing on here. And then next, we have this new raised bed made of pallets. I put a drip irrigation on it. This one is where I planted the asparagus. I have that video on how to plant asparagus that I posted sometime last year. I planted 10 asparagus plants. They all grew last year, and then this year 9 of them came back. And then there was an animal that came in here and tried to eat a couple of them, but apparently didn't like it because they left the asparagus. But anyway, I have these asparagus that are growing big already. Look at that. See that? So I did not really harvest any of the asparagus this year because I want the asparagus to grow some more, and hopefully next year I will be able to get a good harvest of asparagus. This is the second grape plant that I have, and then next to it is a planter that has strawberries. This tire planter needs to be transferred because I'm going to use it for flowers instead of strawberries. Here I have the hosta plants, and then right here I have a planter that has tulips and daffodils planted in it. And there is a pleasant surprise, guys. Look at this one. This is a volunteer sunflower. Next plant that I want to show you is the hydrangea that survived the flash freeze last December. I had to cut most of the plant and just leave the bottom part because the top part of the plant was destroyed. But then here in the bottom part of the plant, we have a lot of branches that are growing. So we are still good with this, and this will grow bigger in no time. I hope you enjoyed this little garden tour. If you like contents like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, Gardening in Kentucky. Thank you for watching and happy gardening!